Welcome, Gym Teacher Dreams podcast, coming live from Pickman Studios. Of course, we're zooming, and we got a house full. If you look, we almost look like the Brady Bunch today, as I've got my boys from Savanna here, and we've been zooming a couple times, and we decided to let these guys get on the podcast. I'm a little nervous about it, but we're going to give it a shot. So, as you see, we've got 8 and 7.5, 6 somewhere right there. And what today we're going to do today? We are going to decide the top NFL quarterback in our generation. So I repeat, somewhere around 85-ish, 83, or wherever I started. Now we've had some discussion with the Catman. So welcome, guys. How are you? Is this who's his first podcast? Great. What do you think?
Yeah, first podcast right here.
Oh, geez.
First.
Right here.
Yeah.
All rookies.
Inaugural. Rookies. All right. All rookies. Excellent. So we've had some discussion about this quarterback thing as we go now. Okay. So here's what I did. That boy, Rex. All right. So, okay, we are live, and so we've got kids. He's 3-1, he said. So I love it. Keep on going, Chris. So I put 10 categories and then ranked them. So I had career passing yards, career passing touchdowns, the career percentage, most rushing yards, and rushing touchdowns, and then add the other ones are the single of all those career ones. So top single season for each of those categories. Now I gave them points for 1 to 64. If they were not in 1 to 64, they just got 100 points, so I didn't have to work on the adding, so it made it a lot easier for me. So that is how we came up with the rankings to start with. And today we are going to decide ourselves, majority rules, on which quarterback who of the two you would want to quarterback your team. So that is what we're doing. So anyone, yes. Aaron, go ahead.
In a season pick or just a one-game scenario, I prefer to do like for a season. I think a one-game scenario is too specific. You're
building your team. So the quarterback, you could go a season, you can go like you would do Madden, and you want to pick that quarterback to start your team with.
Thank you for the clarity.
All right. So first, let's talk. Any questions? I know Aaron has your list here before we get going on it. What do you think?
So am I building a fantasy football team? Or?
No, you are building the quarterback that you want out of the two to quarterback your team. So, if you are the manager of the Green Bay Packers, which quarterback would you want out of the two?
Okay. All right.
Jordan Love. No, sorry.
J-Lo.
I'm kind of upset because with the 10 stats that I selected, Deshaun Watson did not even make the list. But I had to change it for this group here. So any questions?
I appreciate you taking some of the recency bias out of that first draft. So, yes, thank you for going into the categories, digging a little deeper there. I think it's a little more accurate list for us here, and I'm excited to dig into this thing.
Anyone else? All right, let's get this party started here. So, I hope I can share the screen. All right, so you guys obviously show up when you talk here. So I got to make sure I'm up to the top with our first matchup here. This would be the Tom Brady. I'm moving on bracket. We have Tom Brady, the first seed overall, versus Colin Kaepernick. So does anyone think that Colin can beat Tom Brady? Now's your time.
Nope.
Going once, going twice?
Nope.
All right. So
no, move Brady through the bracket. Just move him all the way through.
Oh boy, Rex.
Just calm down. Okay. Just calm down. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to start this one.
I'm not even a Patriots fan. Just move him through. I mean, that's like a 10th round. You could just buy them all the way through. I mean, come on.
Aaron, can you pause it for a second?
Pause the recording.
Yeah. All right. So no one's got Colin beating Tom Brady, so he will move on. And our next matchup is that one right in the middle. The 33 seed Trent Green versus 32 Jim Kelly. So who wants to start off here on this one? Well, Aaron, why don't you start? And then what do you got?
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly. Anything to go? Just
No.
starting with straight up Jim Kelly.
I mean, yeah. And again, I guess I want to just clarify. So we're just talking about if we wanted to start a team, or are we talking about the totality of their career? Because I think those are a little bit different, but I think you're saying based off of the totality of their career, how would you start your team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Based upon who they are, which one would you rather start the team? So
Right. Nobody else has gone to 4 straight Super Bowls. Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly. How about anyone else want to talk about this matchup?
It's not even close. Jim
Yeah,
Kelly.
the only thing I would mention is how surprising it is between 32 and 33, how close they actually are, but the stats don't back it up.
Right. I if we would have went straight by, looking at different rankings and what the quote unquote experts say, Jim Kelly, they feel, he's a top 10 quarterback or top 15, but when we did stats, he was 32, but definitely I feel Jim Kelly should move on. Anyone for Trent Green?
Well, the experts are here, so we're going to tell you what's up.
Okay. All right. That's true. So Jim Kelly moves on. Our next matchup is going to be Dan Marino at the 17th seed versus Marcus Mariota, the 48th seed. And once again, I'm pretty sure this is a slam dunk. So how about let's go Dahlman, who looks like the white ninja wear by Manny's there. Who do you got in this one?
It's not even close. Dan Marino. I'm offended that it's even a question.
Hey,
you're like Jordan. You're offended that Steve Kerr is guarding you.
Don Shula moved Dan Marino forward without any other input.
Yeah. Yep.
I'll second that motion.
Yep. All right. Dan Marino moves on. The next one, we've got the 49 seed, Jared Goff versus Tony Romo, the 16th seed. McCormick, what do you got in this one?
I got Tony Romo. No question.
No question, Tony Romo. All right. Anyone else have anyone to say about this matchup?
Is this for broadcasting or being a quarterback?
Well, he wins at both.
He wins at both. Yeah.
I would agree.
All right. So Tony Romo.
Tony Romo knows that the sun sets in the west.
Next matchup's the 9 seed, Matt Ryan versus the 56 seed, Derek Carr. Scott, we're hard to call you Scott, but what do you got in this one?
That is weird.
I know.
I'll go Matty Ryan.
Matty Ice?
That's pretty easy, I think.
Yeah. Not anyone else.
Although Carr's in Vegas now, you never know.
Okay. That is true. Anyone else got Derek Carr?
I second that.
All right. Then Matt Ryan is moving on. Next one, now which was very surprising to see, but once again, his stats weren't great, but he won, is the 41st seed, Troy Aikman versus 24, Rich Gannon.
Can we please go to news on this one? Since he was offended by the Dan Marino, he is a Cowboys fan.
One that picks Rich Gannon. Let's just put it that way.
What's that?
I said I will fight anyone that picks Gannon.
Through the Zoom?
Through Zoom, yeah. Or
okay. All right.
Troy Aikman.
All right, Stuver, what do you got?
Well, I got Aikman. I think if I'm going to start a team, if I think he's a clear-cut guy to start it. I will say that even though the ranking has him 41, which I think is actually more realistic to what his overall quarterback play is, probably one of the more overrated quarterbacks in my opinion. The guys that put him up there, 3 Super Bowl wins on the heels of arguably, I would say at least 2 of those teams probably could be considered an all-time teams. I think 41 is a ranking that puts him right where his talent gives him, even though he's a Hall of Famer, but I'm still taking him over Rich Gannon.
Like it. Well said. Anyone got Rich Gannon in this one?
Not even Rich Gannon.
It's too bad that Kev's audio didn't work, because I feel like that Kev and News, there's just something about them in fighting that he probably would have just chose Rich Gannon just for the throwback fight back to the old days. So it's a bummer. I'm kind of disappointed.
Maybe Kev's on the road heading to Fight News now in front of Manny's. Street fight.
Probably with a football in his hand, so Dahlman can throw it at him, and then we can run him over in the driveway or something.
He probably would have been. He probably did get confused. He probably thinks News is sitting out in front of Manny's right now, and you might be right on that one.
I had a couple of those Fantasy League magazines thrown at me by Kev, but I don't know about football. An interesting matchup: Fitzmagic, the 40th, versus Jay Cutler, the 25th. So let's see here. Is Chris Rexa still here?
Yeah, present.
All right.
Present.
Who do you have in this matchup?
So Cutler versus who?
Fitzpatrick, everybody.
Well, I mean Cutler, much better arm.
All right, much better arm. Who else?
I don't
Anyone
like
else?
his attitude, so I mean, I both of them are getting dropped in the next round, so it doesn't much matter.
It does. You know, if I'm.
Oh, I don't know about that because it's Favre and they're mirrored.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Jay Cutler.
Does anyone have?
I think a guy off of this is Jay Cutler, just like Fitzmagic for the most part. Jay Cutler, if you're going into a game, he can win or lose a game for you. He's got that kind of ability. So I think Cutler over that just from he has some remarkable seasons. So if you're taking you're going over there, I'll take the Gambler and Cutler over the Gambler and Fitz.
Anyone got Fitz over Cutler?
I'm taking Fitz. Cutler's broken my heart too. I just can't take him. I'm sorry. You met good points. I can't argue with the talent, but my heart's been broken too many times.
Yeah. I would take Cutler, but for sure I thought about taking Fitzpatrick. So we're going to move Jay Cutler on at least one more round. The next matchup is the 2 seed in this region, Brett Favre versus 57, Case Keenum. Going once, going twice. Favre's going to move on.
Favre, just move him on.
I just did. All right.
He moves on like he collects millions of dollars. Just keeps on getting.
I'm going to
Just
go
give
down.
it to me. I don't need to do anything.
Are we coming back from the bottom then, Peter?
Yeah, did I just miss the 1 seed in that region? Let's see.
No, he's down. Keep going.
There it is.
No, Breeze.
Yep. Here it is. All right, so the Aaron Rodgers, he is the 4th seed overall. So we got him against the 61st, Kerry Collins. Anyone got Collins? We will mute you if you do.
I think only in the hair department. Better hair.
That's true. All right. 29, John Elway versus the newly Bear, number 36, Nick Foles. Who has let's see. I've got Elway. I think I got Elway over Foles. Foles has some good time, couple of Super Bowls, but I want John Elway if I have to pick between these two. Anyone else got anything to add on that one?
Elway.
No, it's a hell of a next round matchup. I'm not looking ahead, but that's a tough one.
That is true. All right, so Elway is going to move on. Then we have the 45th, Brad Johnson versus the 20th, Patrick Mahomes. Dahlman, go ahead and start this one. Who do you have?
I hate Patrick Mahomes. Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl, but I would much rather have Mahomes as my quarterback.
You know, we are being experts, so we have to sometimes take our heart and our likes and dislikes and pick the one who we think. So I appreciate that there, Mr. Dahlman. Anyone else?
I would appreciate if you had some principle in life, Dahlman, and taken Brad Johnson and stuck with it. I'm not going to lie to you.
Hey, Stuber.
I'm vice of the hating Patrick Mahomes fan club, by the way. So I'm with you.
Wow. Hey, my boy.
What do you guys have against Mahomes? Are you?
Sounds like Kermit.
He's a whiner for crying out loud. Throws up about 3 or 4 jump balls a game, like a lot of quarterbacks, but and miraculously Kelsey saves them every time.
Wow.
I can throw left-handed, and I'm not in the NFL, so screw him.
As NFL receivers said, Aaron Rodgers does no-look passes in his sleep. He does it all the time, and it happens in the 1 or 2 times a season with Mahomes, and they make it the only guy that's ever could do something. Crying out loud. Anyway,
Hey,
sorry.
I'll go with Mahomes. He got my boy a Super Bowl, so Ben Neiman, so shout out to him. And the 13th seed, Dante Culpepper, verse 52, Jeff Garcia.
Oof.
McCormick, who do you have in this matchup?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how is Dante Culpepper the 13th seed? That's incredible to me.
That's
All right, I could tell you that.
Randy Moss.
Well, no, I mean, I believe you gave me your stats, so I believe you that
Too
he has
low
the
for you,
stats.
McCormick? Too low for you?
All right. I'm shocked that his stats were that good.
I wasn't.
We had some crazy years with Moss and Carter.
True.
Yeah.
So he blew out his knee.
Personally, I'd rather have Jeff Garcia. I'm taking Garcia.
All right. Anyone with McCormick taking Jeff Garcia?
I can be
Attaboy.
talked into
I
that.
think he's on
but-
an island.
I'm going to save my political capital for later.
Yeah, I could be talked into it, but no, I mean, I'm fine with Culpepper.
Okay. The 12th seed, Philip Rivers. And he got the 12th seed because that's how many kids he has, I think, right?
It sounds like that's how many Rexa has.
Rexa, when you need,
Oh, yeah.
you have to mute when you're not talking.
Or even when you are.
The 53, Phil Sims. Aaron, what do you got in this matchup?
Phil on Phil.
Philip Rivers.
Philip Rivers.
Just based off of physical talent.
Okay.
And he
Does
can
anyone
run
have-
a Volvo tie.
And something like 30 or 40,000 passing yards in his career.
Yeah, he was
just
way
that
up
little
there.
thing.
All right, so I think you guys, you have to take into account the era. I'm saying I'm going to once again be the one person who stands up for Phil Sims. I put my vote on Sims.
Well, he didn't play in the wing T formation. He still played modern NFL quarterback.
That's well said. Phil Sims is a good quarterback. He just, once again, his offense is, was kind of run, play, action, so he doesn't have the stats to be higher than 53. Though he is a Super Bowl champ, I do believe.
Yeah,
true. But still, I'm with Philip Rivers because, like I said, the body of work, and if I would rather have him in his arm and the things that he can do on the field. So, does anyone besides McCormick have Phil Sims? All right, Philip Rivers moves on.
Phil Sims and Brad Johnson both bounced, both QB winners, and gone in round one. See you later, guys.
Alex Smith, once again, 21st seed, and the 44th seed, Matt Hasselbeck. So, Stuver, who do you got in this epic matchup?
I got Hasselbeck in this one. I got the seedings, but Hasselbeck, pretty got I think somewhere around 40,000 yards. I got it. We're going for a season, but I think he's in at least one Super Bowl. Hasselbeck. I got Alex Smith, but I think from an overall QB play, and Alex Smith benefited from some great defenses when he went. Hasselbeck was more of an offensive-minded quarterback when he had to throw the ball, and just his body of work. I'll take Hasselbeck in this one.
I too will take Hasselbeck. Does anyone have Alex Smith?
I'm going to take
Right
Hasselbeck.
here.
I'll take Hasselbeck because if we need somebody to go out to the coin toss for us, I would like Matt Hasselbeck to be that guy. So just for that alone, I'd like to move him forward.
Why? What is it about him in the coin toss?
Come on. Rex could tell you. Except we'd have to hear his 5 kids.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you.
Yeah, remind me. I don't know this deal. Let's hear it, Rex.
What are we talking? The Hasselbeck coin? I'm trying to remember. I would take
coin toss.
I would take Alex Smith just because he made Rodgers better.
Okay.
Because Rodgers played with a chip on his shoulder because Alex Smith was drafted ahead. So
look at that.
Interesting point of view. Well, okay.
McCormick
also, you are going with Alex Smith?
Yes, I'm going to once again be the contrarian.
Well, it's coming to Dog and News then.
All right. Dog, who do you have?
I'm going to go Hasselbeck, but this is, I don't know, kind of a garbage matchup.
The lesser
It won't matter. I'm going Hasselbeck, though. Probably just, I guess, career body of work.
Dom,
Smith
who
can't
do you
stay
got?
healthy. You still with
Brett.
us, News?
Is he still there?
He's got a season. If we take right, we're going for a season there, right? That's our.
Just who you basically who you would rather have be your quarterback, whether it's a season, career,
Yep. I mean, he's got some bodies at work here. He's got 4,000 passing yards, or darn near. He's got 3,966 there. He's got 28 TDs. The 12 interceptions, and just played in a more pass. He's more pass efficient than what Alex Smith would be. Alex Smith is got some little run pass option in him. Got some different things, but I need a thrower of the football, and I think that's Hasselbeck.
Bring college in, then it's Alex Smith.
That is true. All right, moving on. We've got the 28 seeds. Dak Prescott, versus the 37, Jameis Winston. Let's go. Dog, who do you have in this matchup?
I'm going to go Dak. Not a big Jameis fan, even though he had a big year last year, but I think Dak's probably a better overall quarterback and probably more of a winner than Jameis.
Okay. Anyone else have Jameis?
I'll go write-in candidate since I don't feel either one of these guys deserve to be in here, and I'm going to take Jim Harbaugh in this matchup over both of those clowns.
Mute. Wait, you're the host. We can't do that. All right.
Whoa. Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Come
sorry.
on now.
I went a little ahead of there. I didn't hear anything for Jameis. All right. We'll keep it there. So we'll just stay here. Okay, so Wilson versus Drew Bledsoe. I was a little early, but does anyone have Drew Bledsoe beating Russell Wilson?
Got nothing for you.
All right, good. All right. We're under 5 in this one. All right. 3 seed overall. Drew Brees, verse 62. Jim, don't call me Chris Everett. Anyone for Jim Everett? All right. Drew Brees.
Can you play that news conference?
I could. Another time. The 35. Kirk Cousins, verse to 30. Warren Moon. I like this one. McCormick, give us who you want in this one.
Oh, I'm taking Warren. He gives you better value for his contract as well. That's my choice. So
I feel like
I'll go against him now.
I feel like the SNL version of Jeopardy right now. All right. How about anyone for Kirk Cousins? I know I'm Warren Moon. I think he's just better quarterback. I'd want him. But anyone for Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I got Moon.
All right. Moon, moving on. And we've got the 19, Carson Palmer versus the 46, Dave Craig. Aaron, give me the start on this one.
I do like the late addition of Dave Craig into the revised bracket. I think for overall career and just longevity to be able to play in the NFL as long as he did, knowing that now, and since we're building a team that we can look backwards on, I'm going to go with Dave Craig just because I know he can be around for a long time. Even after he quit starting 12 years for my team, he can be a backup for the next 8 years and be a strong voice in that QB room. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for leaders on my team, Ryan. That's kind of what I look for.
All right. Yes, quarterback has to be a leader. That's a good point. All right. Anyone else who's got Carson Palmer?
Carson Palmer is a lot better quarterback. The only thing Dave Craig's got for him is an all capitalized name. And in this whole matchup. So, I mean, come on now. Carson Palmer is by far, he can make all the throws. He's was a long time great quarterback, whether we go career or not great, but he a very, very good quarterback in the league.
For tampering that down a bit.
And I too will take Carson Palmer over Craig. So it's 2-1. McCormick, who do you got?
Oh, this is a tough one. Doesn't Dave Craig, does he still lead the NFL in all-time fumbles?
Small hands, right? Small hands.
Yeah, small hands, I believe.
Smell like cabbage.
What? Or did Jay Cutler unseat him a couple years ago?
I did not do that stat. We're talking about quarterbacks that you want to quarterback your team. And I would say someone who fumbles all the time, you do not want. So I'm guessing you're going with Carson Palmer.
Well, no, but we need some of these old school guys. I'm going Dave Craig.
McCormick wants to know where Y.A. Tittle is. He can't believe he's not in here.
Dog.
These guys all do forward passes, McCormick.
Dog, who do you have?
You had to wear a face mask to play.
I'm going to go Palmer, but I don't know. It's like one of those other matchups. It's the tallest midget.
Jeez, you guys are. Did we lose Dahlman?
No, I'm here.
Oh, who do you have?
Are you still on the street, old sir?
I am, yeah. I have Carson Palmer. He's good enough to have beaten Iowa in the Rose Bowl back when they had Brad Banks. He's good enough.
All right. Chad, it looks like we got time for, we're about at a minute before we've got to take a break and restart, but we've got Joe Montana, 14th seed, verse 51, Chad Pennington. Anyone got Chad Pennington beating Joe Montana?
News, you should be offended by this seed as well, correct?
I am, yeah.
Thank you. I think
Well, according to the pick stats, I could tell you, but yes, it seemed to be low, but once again, all he does is win, so we'll see what happens in the future.
Joe Montana hosted SNL. Chad Pennington has not picked Joe Montana.
I think
SNL anytime.
Very good logic.
I think I'll say it for Stu because I know he's thinking it. These stats that you had, are these similar to my stats that I do when I do rankings for the QC League after the draft?
Yeah, they're
No.
yeah.
No.
Pretty similar, right? They look similar, right, Stewie?
Let me see here.
There's a lot of these, yes. I think you need to check your sources, I believe. Yes, that's right.
I appreciate the Montana was 20th in career passing yards. He didn't single season, did not get any points. 17th in career passing touchdowns. 15th in career passing rating. 14th in the single season of something. 19th. All right. So once again, he was